Today, we're counting down 8 European automotive legends that went from forgotten relics to million-dollar masterpieces. Some of these might shock you with their current values, and by the end of this video, you'll be looking at classic cars in a completely different way. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon because we're always bringing you the most incredible automotive stories. Let's get started. Number 8. Lamborghini Miura P400S 1969 to 1971. Starting our countdown with a car that was once considered just another Lamborghini, the Miura P400S. While everyone talks about the original P400 or the legendary SV, the P400S was the forgotten middle child that's now commanding serious money. The Miura P400S was introduced in 1968 as an evolution of the groundbreaking P400. Lamborghini's engineers, led by Gianpaolo Dallara, took everything they learned from the original and refined it to perfection. This wasn't just a cosmetic update, it was a complete reimagining of what a supercar could be. The P400S featured Lamborghini's legendary 3.9-liter V12 engine, producing 370 horsepower at 7,700 RPM, a screaming banshee that could propel this Italian stallion from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.5 seconds. The top speed? A mind-bending 180 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest production cars of its era. What made the S variant special was its improved power delivery, better cooling system, and revised rear suspension that finally tamed the original Miura's tricky handling characteristics. Only 764 units were ever produced between 1969 and 1971, making each one a rare gem. Number 7. Aston Martin DB4 GT Zagato, 1960 to 1963. Moving up our list to a car that embodies the perfect marriage of British engineering and Italian artistry, the Aston Martin DB4 GT Zagato, arguably one of the most beautiful cars ever created. In 1960, Aston Martin approached the legendary Italian coach builder Zagato to create something extraordinary. The goal was simple: take the already magnificent DB4 GT and make it lighter, faster, and even more beautiful. What emerged was a masterpiece that combined Aston Martin's racing pedigree with Zagato's artistic genius. Under the aluminum hood sits a 3.7-liter straight-six engine producing 314 horsepower. Impressive figures for 1960. But the real magic was in the details. The bodywork was hand-formed aluminum, reducing weight by over 200 pounds compared to the standard DB4 GT. This weight reduction, combined with improved aerodynamics, pushed the top speed to 153 miles per hour. The Zagato featured a shorter wheelbase, wider track, and completely unique bodywork with those distinctive Zagato double bubble rooflines. Every curve served a purpose, every line was deliberate. Each one was hand-built, taking months to complete, with no two exactly alike. These cars dominated racing in the early 1960s, but as racing technology evolved, they were gradually retired. Many ended up in private collections, where they sat largely forgotten by the broader automotive world, overshadowed by the more common DB5 made famous by James Bond. The automotive world finally woke up to the DB4 GT Zagato's significance in the 2000s. Number 6. Porsche 917 K 1970-1971. Next up is a car that dominated Le Mans but was then largely forgotten by mainstream collectors until recently, the Porsche 917 K, the machine that finally gave Porsche its first overall Le Mans victory. The 917 was Porsche's answer to Ford's GT40 domination at Le Mans. Introduced in 1969, the 917K, that's K for Kurzheck, meaning short tail in German, was a purpose-built racing machine designed for one thing: winning the world's most prestigious endurance race. The heart of the 917K was a 4.5-liter flat 12 engine that initially produced 520 horsepower, later increased to over 630 horsepower in race trim. This air-cooled masterpiece could push the 917K to speeds exceeding 240 miles per hour on the Mulsanne Straight at Le Mans. The chassis was a revolutionary magnesium space frame design, keeping weight to just 1,808 pounds despite its massive engine. The aerodynamics were constantly evolved, with the K variant featuring a shorter tail for better stability and handling. The 917K achieved what Porsche had been trying to do for years. It won Le Mans in 1970 and 1971, establishing Porsche as a major force in motorsport. Number 5. Jaguar XKSS, 1957. Halfway through our countdown, we encounter one of the most exclusive and valuable British sports cars ever created, the Jaguar XKS, famously known as the road-going D-Type. The XKS story begins with Jaguar's dominant D-Type race car, which won Le Mans 3 consecutive times from 1955 to 1957. When Jaguar decided to retire from factory racing, they had 25 unsold D-Type chassis. Rather than scrap them, Jaguar's brilliant engineers decided to convert them into road-legal sports cars. The transformation was remarkable. Jaguar added a passenger door, a rudimentary windshield, basic weather protection, and minimal interior trim, while keeping the D-Type's racing DNA intact. The result was essentially a Le Mans-winning race car you could legally drive on public roads. Under the hood remained the same 3.4-liter XK inline-6 engine that had conquered Le Mans, producing 250 horsepower in road trim. With a weight of just 2,120 pounds, the XKS could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 5.2 seconds, extraordinary performance for 1957. Here's where fate intervened. On February 12, 1957, a devastating fire at Jaguar's Browns Lane factory destroyed 9 of the remaining XKS chassis. Number 4. Ferrari 275 GTB4 Nart Spider, 1967-1968. Entering the stratosphere of automotive values, we have the Ferrari 275 GTB4 Nart Spider, a car so rare and beautiful that it's considered by many to be the ultimate Ferrari. By the mid-1960s, Ferrari was moving away from traditional open-top sports cars, focusing instead on closed Berlinetta designs. The 275 GTB4 Nart Spider featured Ferrari's legendary 3.3-liter Colombo V12 engine with 4 overhead camshafts, producing 300 horsepower at 8,000 RPM. This was paired with a 5-speed transaxle for perfect weight distribution and handling that was decades ahead of its time. The body, crafted by Scaglietti, was pure Italian artistry. Every curve perfectly proportioned, every line purposeful. The removable soft top could be stowed away, transforming the car from elegant Grand Tour to pure open-air sports car. Here's what makes these cars so valuable. Only 10 Nart Spiders were ever built. 10 cars. Each one was hand-assembled by Ferrari's most skilled craftsmen, taking months to complete. No two were exactly identical, as each was customized to its original owner's specifications. Number 3. Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe, 1955. Taking the bronze medal in our countdown is perhaps the most expensive car ever sold, the Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe, a machine that redefined what automotive engineering could achieve. The 300 SLR was Mercedes-Benz's ultimate expression of 1950s racing technology. Based on the legendary W196 Formula One car that dominated Grand Prix racing, the SLR was designed to conquer sports car racing. However, after the tragic 1955 Le Mans accident, Mercedes withdrew from motorsport, leaving the SLR program incomplete. Chief engineer Rudolf Uhlenhaut decided to create two road-going versions of the SLR for testing and development purposes. These Uhlenhaut coupes featured the same 3.0-liter straight-eight engine as the race cars, producing an incredible 310 horsepower, enough to propel the car to over 180 miles per hour, making it faster than most supercars built decades later. The advanced features were mind-blowing for 1955: fuel injection, desmodromic valve actuation, space frame construction, and aerodynamics that wouldn't look out of place on modern race cars. Number 2. Ferrari 250 GTO Series 2, 1964. Our runner-up is a car that needs little introduction among Ferrari enthusiasts, but even here, there's a forgotten story. The Ferrari 250 GTO Series 2, the evolution of the most famous Ferrari ever created. When Ferrari introduced the original 250 GTO in 1962, it was already a masterpiece. But by 1964, competition had intensified, and Ferrari needed to evolve. The Series 2 GTO featured revised bodywork with a more aerodynamic nose, improved cooling, and subtle but significant mechanical upgrades. The heart remained the same glorious 3.0-liter Colombo V12, producing 300 horsepower, but everything else was refined. The Series 2 featured improved weight distribution, better brake cooling, and aerodynamic modifications that made it even more competitive on track. Number 1. Maserati Tipo 61 Birdcage, 1959 to 1960. Taking the top spot on our countdown is a car that embodies everything we love about forgotten classics becoming valuable: the Maserati Tipo 61, universally known as the Birdcage. While other manufacturers built race cars with traditional chassis and bodywork, Maserati's brilliant engineer Giulio Alfieri created something completely different. The Tipo 61 featured a revolutionary space frame chassis made of over 200 small diameter tubes, creating a structure so complex it resembled a birdcage, hence the nickname. The engineering was decades ahead of its time. The space frame design provided incredible strength while weighing just 1,500 pounds. The 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine produced 250 horsepower, giving the Birdcage a power-to-weight ratio that embarrassed much larger and more powerful competitors. The independent suspension, disc brakes, and aerodynamic body made the Birdcage one of the most advanced race cars of its era. It could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds, performance that was virtually unmatched in 1959. The Birdcage achieved remarkable success in period, winning numerous races and establishing Maserati's reputation for innovation.